Hi folks, we are officially halfway through our summer semester and I just wanted to say good job. You guys are doing a great job on getting your assignments in and working really hard. I had a chance at the end of after grading blah, blah. Hi folks, we are officially halfway through our interpersonal communications online for summer of 2013. Yay, way to go folks. You have earned a very nice break coming up here for week number 5. The only two things that you need to have completed during week number 5 is chapter number 7 and chapter number 8. And if you notice here on the schedule that I have pulled up on our screen, I do have those due dates of Monday, July 1st. I am going to extend the quiz deadline though until Wednesday, July 3rd, just to give you an extra couple of days there to get them done. I still really highly recommend completing the quizzes by Monday, simply because I want you to actually have a break away from school and have some time to enjoy your friends and your family over the 4th of July holiday. But I understand that for some of you that's just really pushing hard and that due date comes up very quickly. So I will extend it out to Wednesday, July 3rd. But don't forget about it. Don't go off and start having your holiday fun and forget to take those 2 quizzes. So if you look ahead to week number 6, we're going to move on to chapter 9, which we're kind of taking a shift in the textbook and we're moving from some of those real kind of basic nuts and bolts concepts or ideas related to interpersonal communication, and we're moving in now to more of an application phase of the information that's presented in our text. And now we're really moving into relations. So a lot of what you're going to be reading in chapters 9, 10, 11, and 12 will deal with relationships. Not all of the information presented is for romantic relationships. You will see stuff on coworkers, you will see stuff on siblings, but that is kind of a shift that you will notice in your reading. So, just to kind of preview ahead to the to the week after, blah, 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 blah. Hi folks, congratulations. You are now exactly halfway through our course. I did have a chance to finish up all of the grading for your instruction manuals and for your discussion postings number 2, and you folks are doing a great job in all 3 of my sections. My students are averaging, overall average for the class, somewhere in those 80% ranges, so that's really good to see a B average across the board. Remembering again a couple of important reminders. Don't miss assignments, because that, if you remember from orientation, that was the main reason that students don't pass my course, is they get their schedule a little messed up or they get too busy with work or home and they miss things that are due. So make sure that you're following our schedule really closely. Keep doing the really good work that you're doing. You're halfway there, so if you can just hang on for a couple more weeks here, you will be through and you'll have successfully completed the course. One other quick note, I am noticing when I'm reading your discussion postings that most of you do a really nice job in the discussion question itself or your discussion writing itself of having proper grammar and punctuation and all of that. So keep that up, that's fabulous. But I'm also noticing that when you're doing your responses to your classmates, that you're using what I would call like texting language. So I'm not seeing I capitalized or the first word in a sentence capitalized, and your spelling isn't checked and your grammar isn't checked. So remember that each of those writings need to be at a college level writing. So even those responses to classmates, they should be standalone writings on their own that are at a college level. So please double check your writing before you post your responses to your classmates. Okay, so if you look up on the screen, I've got the schedule up for this is the rest of the semester, folks. Like I said earlier, we've only got 4 weeks left, and you get a little bit of a break this next week coming up, which is week number 5, which runs July 1st through July 7th. I tried really hard to kind of give you a break in here so that you had a little bit of breathing space, and just I think it's important to take time away from school and time away from reading and just enjoy your friends and family over the 4th of July. So I do have the quiz number 7 and 8 due on Monday, July 3rd. However, I think I'm going to extend that due date for those 2 quizzes until Wednesday, July 3rd, just to give you an extra couple of days there to get those quizzes in. Again, my preference is that you get them done by Monday, and then you have the bulk of the week to kind of relax and enjoy the holiday. But I understand that a lot of you are pushing really hard with other classes and with work and with family, and would appreciate those extra 2 days to get the quizzes done. So if you will make that change on your schedule, that quiz 7 and 8 are due by Wednesday, July 3rd at 11:59 p.m. And as we look ahead, just to kind of give you a little bit of a preview, as we look into week number 6, you're going to notice a shift in our reading in the textbook. Up until now, we've kind of been doing kind of the nuts and bolts concepts and theories related to interpersonal communication. Now we're switching to more of an application mode, and the last 4 chapters are going to focus heavily on relationships. So you'll notice that right away in chapter 6, in week number 6, when we read chapter 9, which is about relationship initiation and development. So what attracts us to others, what do we do in the initial stages, how do we develop relationships. And so if you notice, you've got discussion posting number 3 that is due on Monday, and then also notice that we have paired interview number 2 coming up on Friday, July 12th. And the reason that I wanted to mention this early is that if you remember, this is that interview that I talked about at the orientation, where you are asked to interview somebody from a different culture. And so I thought maybe over the 4th of July holiday, maybe you would come in contact with somebody who would work to satisfy the requirements for this interview. And so I wanted you to be thinking about that. This activity or assignment asks you to interview somebody from a culture that you are not familiar with, and that's key. Again, and I think I said this at the orientation, don't interview Uncle Joe who immigrated from China when he was 2 and has lived in the United States now for 30 years. I want you to truly step out of your comfort zone, interview somebody from a different culture that you don't know anything about. And remember, when we talk about culture, it doesn't have to necessarily be the country you're from or your ethnic background. Cultures can come in a lot of different shapes and sizes. I've had students complete this assignment that interviewed somebody who spent 10 years in jail and had just been released from jail, and so they interviewed him about what the culture of jail is. Had another student who interviewed somebody from that was living in an assisted care facility to kind of learn about their culture at their generational age and at their and living in an assisted medical facility. So, I mean, there are other ways that we can look at culture. It certainly doesn't have to just be ethnic background. And if you have any questions about would this person work for my interview or not work for my interview, simply just shoot me an email and I can kind of give you a yay or nay on that. But I wanted to mention that even though it's not due for another 2 weeks, I wanted to mention it so you could be thinking about it. And again, perhaps the 4th of July holiday would offer an opportunity to interview somebody. This is a great opportunity if you have a neighbor that you're not really close from and that's from a different ethnic group than you. This is a great time, or a coworker, or even, I always tell my students, look around Hennepin Tech, look at any other classes. Hennepin Technical College is extremely diverse, and you will find folks from all different cultures there that would work beautifully for this assignment. Okay, so that's where we're at with the schedule and upcoming assignments. Please keep emailing me if you have any questions. Please remember, I'm happy to look at any assignment ahead of time and give you feedback on it. And especially as we have our last 2 big writing assignments here, paired interview 2 and the large final project that's due, the film analysis. Please use me as a resource. I'm more than happy to look at things and make sure that you're on the right track before you submit your final draft. Most importantly, enjoy your 4th of July holiday. Enjoy your time away from school. Hopefully you get a little time away from work as well so that you can spend time with friends and family. Take care and enjoy the holiday, folks.